Now it's time for Real Talk.
Real talk.
Are you ready?
Okay, Deacon. What are we talking about?
Why are white men so angry?
So angry, okay.
The Rev Gibson Stroupe knows something about white male anger. He said he was once grappled by it. He grew up in the segregated South, where he say he used the N-word and remembers once hatching a plan as a teenager to grab a hunting rifle with his friends to harass a man who was attempting to integrate a university in Mississippi.
As a teenager.
He says he changed because his faith combined with making interracial friendship. He has written and lectured widely on racism.
I guess that's his experience, okay.
He sees some anger he once felt in how some white men react to elections of the first nation black president.
Now that's pretty shocking to have a lot of us, white people, especially white males, says Stroupe, the author of Deep Water Sermons for a New Vision. It's pretty shocking to us, not just to him. We're not accustomed to African American men having power over us, and he's definitely right about that.
Amen.
He says one of the ways that some white men deal with that fear is by projecting their violence onto black men.
White men recognize how much we have done to black people, especially black men, he says. Our longing to hold on to our guns so tightly.
And they do long to do that.
We do believe if black men get power over us, they are going to do us what we have done to them.
That's the whole thing. The whole thing. This form of projection has become a powerful political tool, says the Reverend Fred Robinson, who is executive director of MECMIN, MECKMIN. It's a nonprofit interfaith group that sponsored an interfaith service in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Good old North Carolina.
To support members of the Pittsburgh synagogue that was attacked. Political leaders who give whites someone to blame when they struggle, he says.
Scared. The rank and file white to believe that somebody else is the problem.
Yes.
Jews are the problem. Blacks are the problem. Heck, Mexicans are the problem. Homosexuals are the problem. It works magically because it bakes in our culture, narrative, says Robinson, an associate pastor at the Covenant United Church of Christ in Charlotte.
So Robinson says he can envision a future where some angry white men will create an apartheid-like political system in the United States where they can hold on to power despite becoming a racial minority. The nation will become more bifurcated and will descend into these tribal spaces that I don't think will be good for us, he says. I do anticipate a lot more pain and more replays of the psychological drama that lurks behind some of the nation's most tragic events.
That would mean more white male anger, more warnings of others invading the United States, more attacks as some white men see others as wicked mirrors of their hidden selves.
Wow, this is really something.
It is.
You know, and that's the whole thing. It is that they're so afraid because they're becoming the minority, and all of this anger that they're putting because the black man they feel is going to have more power than them. Let me move on. In that kind of world, there won't be any shortage of angry white men. You hear me? It's going to be a lot of them. And for those who are a part of the other, it means one thing. If this kind of world happens, if we let them continue in leadership with this kind of anger, we, the other, will continue to pay the price.
Be the burden bearers. So it's up to you guys and girls. Vote, vote, vote. Because that's all we got. We don't have all the guns and weapons as they do. We got the power to still vote right now anyway. So vote, vote, vote. Now, that's real talk.
Be sure to listen to us on the KWAY Digital Broadcast app, KWAY-DB, and guess what?
It is free.
Yes, it is. And online at www.kwaygospel.com. And we're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean Podcasts.
So please don't miss your blessings.
We'll look forward to you listening to Real Talk.